Yo, your number one radio station, Oluyole FM 98.5. Yeah, Tola, how you doing this morning? You look good with those cap. You look like. Do you remember those magazine Lance Spearman?
Oh, Lance Spearman.
That is the cap, you know. We have a show that is coming up very soon. That is on Saturday. We have soldiers, police, NCC, this EFCC flood the state. Can't we do something right without, without flooding ourselves? Maybe election with police, 15,000 policemen in Osun State alone.
Well, the late prose fiction author Chino Achebe, he said something that since the birds learn to fly without patching, the hunter must also learn to shoot without missing. So since that is what we are, who we are, then I guess it's needed.
Well, it is time for conversation right here, your number one radio station with Tola and Bimbo.
Conversation.
Right, a very good morning, and you are still very much on to Oluyole 98.5 FM on the stables of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State. Welcome you to conversation this Thursday morning, the 13th day in the month of August 2026. Our conversation here is where we bring you stories making the major headlines in the dailies. We do our best to give you top-notch analysis. In due course, we get to open the phone lines. We invite you to join the flow, our little talk shop, as we always like to call it, and together we try to understand, unravel, and make sense of those major events unfolding around their country, our nation, and our world. Mondays to Saturdays, except Sundays, we are here, and that is what we do on Conversation. That's why the program is called Conversation. And it's our thoughts, views, and opinions, what you will be hearing from us as presenters and analysts, not the corporate views of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State. And of course, we are networking on Okogo FM 96.3. That's our sister station in Alaga in the Okogo area of the state. Agility FM, Gambari, Obomosho on the 92.1 FM dial. No one beats our reach. All over this great state, we are there. Beyond the state, we are there. Beyond the shores of Nigeria, just latch on. We are the social media platform, Facebook precisely at BCOS, and you are on to conversation. Once again, wherever you are listening across the world, you are welcome. My name is Tola Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for joining us on the program Conversation on Oluyole FM 98.5 right here in the city of Ibadan. And of course, also we are live streaming Oluyole 98.5 FM. Yes, stories making the rounds across the country. Stories making the rounds beyond the shores of the country. And we making our own views and opinions known. And you, like Tola said, making your own opinions and views known via the phone lines. And when the time comes, yes, it will be an opportunity for you to, make your opinions known on any story that you will have picked from the newspapers. We have the Tribune here in the house, and we have the Vanguard, and well, I think the Punch will be around, maybe online very soon. Yes, a banner headline in front of Tola right now, talking about the Osun State polls.
The one Big Daddy expressed concern about
yes,
before we started the program, and about the flooding of Osun State by soldiers, police, NSCDC, and the EFCC. And I was of the opinion that I think it's needed. The only thing we may be concerned about is whether or not they are going to be free and fair in the discharge of their duties. The soldiers and the police, NSCDC, I think they are necessary because of those who may want to truncate the process because of the recalcitrant ones. But then they must also be very civil in doing their duty. That is my own personal appeal to them.
Following you now, because the presence of these personnel, soldiers, police, NSCDC, EFCC, DSS, they intimidate people. That is one of those things that leads to voter apathy.
Okay, you mean the very sight of them?
Sight of them, yes.
The fearsome looking and all that. But then again, it's also because over time the trust gap that has between the leadership and the led, the trust gap between the security agencies and the ordinary citizen. So it is perhaps very natural and the new normal for Nigerian diplomacies to assume that they would do the bidding and manipulation of those at the helm of affairs, of those in power, of the political party in power, and that kind of manipulation cannot be good. That is the assumption. But I want to also, I'm not in Osun, but I also like to make this passionate appeal to the people of Osun State. Go out and vote and also be of good behavior. Do not assume that the soldiers are there to do anyone's bidding, or assume that they are there to protect you from those who may want to truncate the process. Because if you do not go out and vote, then your vote cannot count. How can the vote you do not cast, how can it count? So, what they are writers, Bimbo, it says IGP sends DIG Mohammed to coordinate operations, and INEC expresses readiness 15 parties to participate after inclusion of SDP.
SDP, yes.
Well, following a court order, INEC include them on the ballot.
I think a new ballot paper was printed to include the SDP. And I don't know how they did that, but well.
Oh, Agbamilo. And the INEC has taken care of these events that occurred during its mock. It was a mock accreditation now. The matter of beavers machines malfunctioning, I guess that would have been taken care of. Now, police quiz Fadausi over killing comments.
Yes, it was quizzed for 2 hours. 2 hours. For the inciting comments.
But I guess there are laws in Nigeria that if it is established that he made those statements, and I think it has already been established that he made those very inciting and those very inciting statements. There are laws in Nigeria that allow you to prosecute such people, and I think that falls within the category of hate speech. So, I don't know what next step the police will be taking, but I don't think they should let this lie. Even if you don't mean what he said, it's inciting.
Yeah.
And those inciting violence would end up in prison at the Hague, says Hashim.
That is the International Criminal Court.
Yeah, they don't have to go to the Hague. We have plenty of prisons here.
Yeah, now correctional centers, so-called correctional centers.
Prisons at the Hague is paradise.
It's paradise to
people coming from developing nations like ours.
Yes.
So, prison, as in the proper sense, remember, the proper sense in quotes now. If anyone is going to be going to prison for incitement, they should go to Nigerian prisons.
Yes.
That's where they can learn a lesson.
Yes.
If you are too comfortable, you won't learn anything.
Like I always say, this example, I cite this example sometimes on this program, talking about correctional centers and prisons and those. There was a man, a Russian man. He was a con man, and he was arrested at a hub in U.S., the United States, the countries, they have like Russia community, American community or something, Chinese community, Nigerian street, and all those. The police officer now told him that he wanted to arrest him. He said he will kill the policeman, cut his throat, and remember, American prisons are paradise to us.
So if you want to be sending,
the same scenario.
If you want to be sending the senator to the Hague, you are only sending him to
enjoy
a lifetime of enjoyment. Igbaladu.
Now, okay. I have this. Apart from the ICC that Ashim said, Adeleke's camp, Ademola Adeleke's camp, the governor of Osun State, has asked the police to charge Fadahunsi, the man who made the inciting statement, to court. And Fadahunsi's remarks deeply concerning, says Peter Obi. He said, in like manner, the 2027 presidential candidate of the Nigeria Democratic Congress (NDC), Mr. Peter Obi, in a statement by his spokesman Idris Zekeli Jr., described as deeply concerning the tactless and provocative statement of Senator Fadahunsi, and demands his immediate retraction of the statement, and that Osun voters be allowed to determine who peacefully governs them. Yes, that was according to his ex-handle, where Obi reacted. And we are still urging Osun people not to be intimidated. Yes, they should go out and vote. Yes.
Why is the Osun State government not saying anything, and the Accord Party, why are they not saying anything about Senator Fadahunsi's outburst? They were very quick the last time to condemn the raid on the SSG's house. They were very quick to condemn the freezing of Osun State's accounts, and they raised a lot of dust. So now that it's coming to them now, one of their own making this kind of inciting statement, they should have to say something to maybe tell us that Senator Fadahunsi didn't mean that it was quoted out of context, or they should just apologize to the people on his behalf and give an assurance that all is going to be well on Saturday and nobody is going to kill anybody in Ilesha. As Senator Fadahunsi has called for the killing of
No, let's just say he purportedly called. He said he did not mean it that way.
Pardon me, I wanted to say the APC. Pardon me. I wanted to talk about the APC. Senator Fadahunsi is of the APC.
APC,
and
yes.
he called for the killing of Accord Party members.
Yes.
Pardon me. So the APC is the APC that should now be coming out to say something and assure people that nobody is going to get killed in Ilesha. But Osun Assembly Speaker alleges threat to life, seeks IGP's intervention. Our Speaker of Osun State House of Assembly, Honorable Adewale Olumide Egbedun, has raised the alarm over alleged threats of electoral violence and voter intimidation ahead of Saturday's governorship election, calling on the Inspector General of Police, IGP Tunji Disu, to act immediately. Addressing a press conference in Osogbo on Wednesday, Egbedun said Osun stands at a defining moment, noting that what should be a celebration of democracy is being overshadowed by disturbing statements, threats, and attempts to suppress voters. He specifically accused Senator Francis Fadahunsi of Osun East and Francis Enade, they bear the same name. The All Progressive Congress APC House of Representatives candidate for Iferodun, Boripe, and Oduot in federal constituency of threatening people who are not APC members with violence and death.
Well, still have some political stories there. Well, I have someone here still talking Osun State, but a different dimension here. This talking about in violent crimes in Mudakeke and invasion of the Osun State Polytechnic area. That is talking about the Osun State Police Command making statements here. They arrested 10 suspects in 2 separate operations linked to alleged violent crimes in Mudakeke and an invasion of the Ogun State Polytechnic area. The development is coming ahead of Saturday's governorship election in the state. That was what I was about to say, that these attacks may be linked to the elections coming up. And the 4 suspects were arrested in Modakeke. Well, the police have said, but I know that it is linked to the elections, the coming elections on Saturday in Osun State governorship elections, and I don't know why this is coming at this time. And then there was allegations of conspiracy, attempted murder, assault, occasioning harm, and unlawful possession of prohibited firearms. The suspects, Olufemi Olatunji, aged 39, Ajayi Idowu, 31, Akingbala Oluwakemi, 40, and Adekunle Bashirat, 40, were apprehended by police operatives around 2 a.m. on August 9, 2026, following a petition to the Commissioner of Police. And the Command's Police, the Command's Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Abiodun Ojelabi, disclosed this in a statement on Wednesday. Police searches of the suspects' residences and premises reportedly led to the recovery of 2 firearms, a locally manufactured cut-to-size firearm and a pump-action gun. And according to the command, the locally made firearm was recovered from Basirat's shop, while the pump-action firearm was found at Oluwakemi's residence. Well, we don't really know. It might be linked to the elections, and it is a 50-50 issue now.
All right, talking insecurity now. Gunmen killed 2, burn houses in fresh Plateau attacks. And police arrest 2 suspected kidnappers in Sokoto, rescue 10-year-old boy wrapped in sack. And police confirm recovery of 9 bodies in Niger community. Wow. And also, I guess those people were also murdered. And security operative rescue 13 kidnapped victims, arrest 6 suspected drug peddlers. And this one, Bimbo, suspected kidnapper, apprehended, cashing out ransom at Kwara POS terminal. Foolish man. And I'm wondering, in the first place, the kidnappers, they don't accept bank transactions. They don't, for what we know, we know about their operations. They don't allow.
Almost recently, they prefer cash.
That you bring cash to them. So they now went to the POS terminal to go and cash ransom, and they thought he wouldn't be caught. The Kwara State Police Commander arrested the suspected kidnapper, Mohammedu, surname withheld, while trying to cash out ransom proceeds linked to a recent abduction at a point of sale POS terminal. The State Police Public Relations Officer, PPR Otun Adeyemi, in a statement on Wednesday said the breakthrough followed the activation of the command's intelligence and tactical architecture after 3 persons were abducted during an attack on Obudu village on July 28. He said rather than limit operational efforts to the immediate scene of the attack, investigators widening the scope of investigation to the communication, logistics, and financial channels sustaining the criminal operation. Now, I deliberately read this story because I'm interested and quoting the police PPRO now. Activities.
They show themselves.
They procure the money they used to buy arms wired through Nigerian banks. Many of their transactions sometimes wired through banks to procure arms and to also sustain and acquire logistics for their operations. Yet, the authorities tell us that there is nothing they can do. The familiar excuse is always that, they are using their victims as human shields and all that. And sometimes they tell us they don't even at a POS location while trying to withdraw ransom proceeds connected with the abduction.
Well, that was why I said I always a branch manager of that bank, the particular bank, and the money will be, just eased out of that account.
Well, according to banking regulations, Nigerian banking regulations, if the amount is very huge, exceeds a certain amount, and especially if that particular account has not seen that kind of money before, it behoves on the bank to raise a flag, report to the appropriate authorities. That's the usual thing. But then we don't do.
This is not happening now. It is not happening again. Yes, it is not happening.
Well, it's a matter of it's no longer what is good for the goose is sauce